There you go, guys, welcome back to Motor and Hunting and Outdoors again. Well, I just showed you earlier how to stabilise your stock, but being these Sps Varmint stocks, they don't have any aluminium pillars around the bolt holes, the action screw holes. So the easiest way to fix that is to go and get yourself some arrow stock. Some old arrow stock will do the trick, and you want to cut yourself 2 lengths. That one would be your rear one, and then you want to cut a smaller one for the front. Now what I did is, to get them square, I basically just took my Lyman case trimmer and basically just turned them down and machined them down, trimmed them down square with my case trimmer once I cut them down with the saw. And once you've done that, you then want to take a drill bit just slightly bigger. These here are roughly about just about 8.5 mil. These are outside diameter. So you want to take a 9 mil drill bit, which is what I've got here, and then once you've got your 9 mil drill bit, you want to, as squarely as possible, just run that drill down very slowly down through your stock, through the original holes, keeping that drill as square as possible. Now once you've done that, you can then, what I've done here is I basically just put some foam in the bottom that is squared off, so that when you do sit these in and you do glue these in, I'll just blow the bit of shaving out, but when you do glue these in, that it has something to sit to when you put it in the bottom. Now if you put them straight in, you don't have something to hold them in at the bottom, then they're just going to fall straight out. So and you don't want to be using your bottom metal, because you don't want to glue your bottom metal to the to your stock. A little bit of foam doesn't matter, easy cleanup. You know, you can just get your deburring tool, like if you're a reloader, you can just get your deburring tool in there and just deburr it after you're finished. So what we'll do here, guys, I'm going to glue these in. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just going to mix up some glue to glue these in. And basically all I'm using is a 2-part, like a DevCon epoxy it is. It's a metal filler, and it takes about 15 minutes for this stuff to go off. But we're going to be leaving this stuff, you know, to cure for about 2 days, along with the stabilizer compound that's already in there. Stabilizer compound goes off pretty well, you know, to where you can move it without too much of a hassle after about 2 or 3 hours. So so long as you keep it steady until it sort of, you know, starts to tack off and set, then you know, you can move around and then go on to this process and start this process. So I'll just mix some of this up, and then we'll get into it. So you want to make sure here that you have equal parts of the hardener and the actual. So this is much like DevCon, just in a smaller tube. And then just take a little screwdriver here, and then we'll just mix it in together. And this will just make sure that this will take any cant out of your stock, and also it'll allow you to turn and tighten those action screws down a little bit tighter without your stock warping. So you know, this is always an extra added bonus to do. Makes it a much better job. Okay, once you've done that, once you mix it up, you want to one side is more squared off than the other. We're not so worried about the other side. The other side's going to sit a little proud, but you want to make sure that you get a good dosing of this stuff all over the pillar, this is a bit of a messy process, guys, you know, but as is all bedding jobs, pillar jobs, for any of you guys that have know by experience, that these aren't exactly the most clean of jobs, but the clean up is something we can do later on. Alright, so here we have our stock, and basically all we're going to do is just drop that pillar in, and just slowly push that pillar down until it touches the very bottom, which we're all the way seated all the way in. And you want to take a bit of cloth and just wipe off any excess, because your bedding compound is going to fill that void in there. So as you can see, that's a really nice fit. I've already ground that area down of the recoil lug down as far as I want it to go. So that's a nice seated fit in there. Now we want to take our front one, and we want to put plenty of the compound on it as well. And then we'll do the same. We'll drop it in the front, and this one I'm going to leave just a little higher. Because I'm going to take down the the front area around the recoil lug down a little bit further with the die grinder once the stabilizer is set and this epoxy on these pillars are set. I'm going to grind this down a little bit further to match as well. So again, take your stock. And like I said, in the bottom here, all we've got is a couple of pieces of foam just taped in there, just so that you've got something to act as a stopper, and so you're not trying to put your bottom metal in there and in effect gluing it into your stock. So just push this one down now till it touches. Now, like I said, this one sits a little proud, but that's okay, because I'm going to be taking this this one down a little lower. But, and there you have it, guys. Simple as that. I'll just bring that camera back up. Simple as that. Aluminium pillars fitted into your stock. So as I said, the front one's a bit proud, but we're going to be machining a little bit more out of this area here, and a little bit more down the sides here before we go to the bedding. You'll notice I've already dammed up the magazine well and around the bolt lug area, ready for the bedding. So that's all ready to go. So once I die grind that down a little bit more and smooth that out to where I'm happy with it, which I'll show you that process once both these pillars are fully set and the stabilizer is fully hardened. So it'll be a couple more days before we get to that process. But then yeah, so piece of cake. Anyway, guys, quite simple job on how to make some aluminium pillars for your Sps Varmint. Quite simple. Just a bit of old arrow stock I had laying around, and you know, cut it down and make up your pillars to size. Like I say, you can leave it a little bit high. The rear one I wasn't worried about, because I've got the height on around the tang area exactly where I want that. I don't need to take that down any further. But I want to take a little bit more out of that front block, and a little bit around the sides where the action seats, around near the ejection port and those sort of areas. So in a couple of days' time, we'll film it again, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to the barrel channel to allow plenty of room for the free floating of the barrel, and then we'll make up the rest of our front dam for where our bedding is going to finish. We're going to make another smaller dam right at the very end of the stock, just to because I'm using such a heavy contoured barrel, just to give it a little bit more support, take a little bit of stress off the action. So anyway, guys, safe and happy hunting until then, and we'll catch you on the next vid. Take care, guys.